Hey all, welcome to Programming Knowledge. Hope you are all doing good. Today the topic for discussion is about Kivy and I'll be teaching you about what is Kivy, why Kivy is used and how we are going to use Kivy. At the end of the tutorial you will be knowing about what is the purpose of using Kivy and how you'll be creating an application with methods that I'm going to teach you about. So let's get started. Let's say you want to create an application which have all the stuffs like windows, menus, icons and buttons, and you want to perform a specific task, and it needs to be run on multiple platforms like Android mobile phone device, Windows, Linux on computer, and to do that we need to have a whole bunch of code and a lot of complexity is there, and it takes a lot of time as well. To avoid that, Kivy concept comes in. Let's see what is Kivy. Kivy is a free graphical user interface Python library where all the stuffs with regards to windows, icons, and menus are available in this library, and you just need to use this library to create this application and to make sure that all the stuffs are there without complexity, and it saves a lot of time for creating this application, and it will be running on a different platforms like Android, iOS and Windows. Where is Kivy library available? It's available in Python, which is a programming language which instructs a computer to perform specific tasks by writing down the code. Those who are beginner, I'd like to explain what is library. Library is a collection of methods used to perform tasks without writing the whole bunch of code. Let's say you are using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is used to send text messages and receive text messages. So you are using a text box to type the text message and click on the play button to send the message. So these text boxes, buttons, and navigations or the graphical user interfaces, and they're all separately programmed to run the specific task of sending the message. If you're creating an application, you need to write down all the code for all these specific tasks. Their complexity arises when you are not using the structured format, or maybe whole bunch of code is there for the complexity. There, in order to avoid all the problems, we use library, and library is a collection of methods that is already available. We just need to use that library and take out what we want, like windows, menus, icons, as required. Let's see now why one should use Kivy. As we have different programming languages, different libraries, and all the stuff that are already available, why I'm going to use Kivy is one of the main questions. The purpose is to create an application that runs on a multiple platforms on a device. This is how, like, Kivy advantage is multiple platforms such as Android, iOS, Windows, Linux library. It runs on each and every platform. Just writing a code, it's a benefit for user. He'll be able to use all the platforms with this particular Kivy library, and also for the programming developer who writes down the code, as all the libraries or of graphical user interface is available in Kivy. These are the different platforms which I was talking about, where by using Kivy library, you are going to run this application. This is an Android device. By just using the Kivy library, you will be able to use in Android mobile phone, and in Windows as well. You can run the application, and Linux as well, which you can run the application. How is Kivy used? As we know, the summary that we are going to perform activities by creating windows, menus, icons using Kivy library. Let's now see how we are going to implement this. I have taken an example of performing a sum of two numbers, which I have mentioned over here. For performing a sum of two numbers on by using windows, buttons, text boxes, icons in an application, what by using Kivy library, what you are going to do is first you will create a window. Like when you are opening an application, a window will pop up. Then you are going to create a layout to make sure that the contents that are structured as your wish or as your requirements. Then we'll create a buttons and required widgets to performing a task of performing a sum of two numbers. And then followed by we'll create a method where we'll store the required formulas to run the program. Method is used to make sure that we are running the program for this for by running this method. Okay, then at the end of it we'll run the program with inbuilt methods that is there in Kivy library. The method name is run, which I am going to teach you in the coming tutorials. So these are the 5 steps for creating an application using Kivy, which covers up the how part. We create the window, we create the layout, we create the buttons, and then we create the method where we store the formula for performing a task. And then we run the method by running the program using a building method called run. So to summarize and make sure that the insight which I am delivering it to you, we are going to create an application which will create all the graphical user interfaces like windows, icons, and menus to perform task or activity, and which will run on multiple platforms like Android, iOS, and Windows. How we are going to do it? We are going to do it using a programming language called Python, where the Kivy library is available. And I'll be teaching you these steps of performing a sum of two numbers. Like to create a window, to create a layout, create buttons, method, and running the program with different set of examples in the coming tutorials. So it's an easy way of creating an application where you will be saving a lot of time, effort, and you'll be creating an application which will run on multiple platforms. Okay, so let's end this tutorial and make sure that we are going to create an application with the coming tutorials that I'm going to teach. Thank you for joining with Programming Knowledge. Hey guys, welcome to Programming Knowledge. This is a second tutorial of Kivy. So before starting off, let us discuss what we have seen yesterday. We have seen what is Kivy, why Kivy is used, how we are going to implement Kivy with Python. We are going to take what is required and code accordingly. Today we are going to see the understanding of Kivy, where we will see Kivy setup, initial setup of creating an application, then coding for initial step of creating an application, then code explanation will be provided for initial step, display of text called hello Kivy, then coding of displaying text in hello Kivy, and we'll be creating a button for an application, followed by code discussion for on creating a button. So the first step of installing Kivy is we need to have Python installed in our system, as Kivy is a Python library. So in order to install Kivy, we need to have Python installed first. For setting up please follow this below mentioned URL. It contains all the overall documentation with step-by-step process for configuring Kivy in Python. And if you are using Python, you have the configuring of Kivy available. If you are using Anaconda, there is a separate process for configuring Kivy in Anaconda. I'll show you the exact documentation which is available in Kivy website. Here we go. As you can see, if you are using Anaconda, you need to follow this step. You need to open the Anaconda Chrome and then use this code above, code which I have mentioned. This is the Anaconda Chrome. Here we go. This is the Anaconda Chrome. As it's taking a little bit of time to open. Yeah. As you can see, I have opened the Anaconda Chrome. So what I'll be doing in order to explain you, just copying this and pasting it over here. When I click enter button, what will happen is the installation of Kivy is done. As of now, like I have already installed Kivy, so I may not be able to use this again. Like I have already installed Kivy, so just follow this step. And similarly, if you are using Python, here you can see step-by-step process is available. You need to install first this command, then this command, then you have installing of Kivy. All the step-by-step process is available over here. If you have any doubt regarding Kivy, we have example set of programming guide over here, Kivy basics, controlling the environment, then configuring Kivy, architectural overview if you want to understand in depth about Kivy, how it works. Then you have events and properties, graphics, the Kivy language, all the stuffs are available over here. And a simple programming tutorial is available over here. You can see PwnGam tutorial and then simple paint app. Once you are very well stuffed with the learning, after learning Kivy, you can come and practice this game called PwnGam tutorial and a simple paint app. So as of now, first you do this stuff, install the Kivy. So after installing Kivy, let's understand and start coding with Kivy library in Python. The first step of any application is an application should open. For that, we need to use certain codes to open the application. The first step is we are going to, for opening the app, the first step is we are going to import app from kivy.app file. It's a class library file which is available in Kivy library. So we are going to use this code from kivy.app import app. As I have mentioned over here, Kivy.app is a predefined module which is available in Python library. We import app from Kivy.app for creating a window which is going to open. Next, after importing the app, we are going to run this app. Once I am going to run this app, the application should open. Let's go ahead and try this code. I'm going to open my Anaconda prompt. As I am using Jupyter Notebook for running my program, so I'm going to open that right now. It's taking a little bit of time. Let's wait for this to open. As it's taking a longer time to wait. Here we go. It's opened now. I'm going to click on go to Jupyter. So this is a notebook which I'm opening for running the application. I'm going to click on new and click on Python 2, which I'm using. Once we have opened, let's now run the code. I'm going to use that code from kivy.app import app. Make sure you should first start for importing an app. First you need to have the first letter should be in caps as it is a case sensitive. Then we are going to run the app by calling the app and parenthesis dot run. Let's now run this code. The expected output is a blank app. App should be opened. As you can see, all the stuffs are loading from Kivy library. Here we go. All the stuff is loading and we have finally got the app opened. As you can see, it's a blank app as we have not coded anything. So the blank app has been opened. Let's now go back and understand the code. What I have done right now is for opening an app, first like I'm using the app which is available in kivy.app class library. I have imported the app and then I have used the run command, which is an inbuilt method to run this app. Let's now go back to the slide and next step is we are going to display a text called Hello Kivy in that application. For that we need two things to import. The first step is again we are going to use this from kivy.app import app for importing the application, for opening the application. Then we are going to import the label for displaying the text. This will import the code for the label in which you want to display the hello text or hello world. Let's go and try this to run the application. So let's run the program from kivy.app import app, then from kivy.uix.label import label. This we are going to import the label where we are going to store our text in order to display in the program. So we have imported the two things which are required for our program. Right now we are going to create a class. If you have any doubt regarding classes and methods, you can view our other tutorials in our programming knowledge channel, where in a clear way classes and methods have been explained. Right now I'm going to create the class hello Kivy. I'm going to keep this hello Kivy and store the app in parentheses. Then I'm going to define the method by providing definition build and storing the self keyword. This self keyword refers as an instance to this class hello Kivy. Oops, I have to open this class and open this method by providing colon. Then we are going to create a variable where we are going to store the label in which our text hello world or hello Kivy will be defined. That is label equals to label in bracket we are going to provide text equals to hello Kivy or hello world. So we have created a class in which we have defined the method, and under that we have provided hello Kivy text under a variable lbl. Now in order to get this hello Kivy in the text, we are going to use return lbl, which is the variable. So we have defined the class. Under that we have created a method called by using definition build self. Under that we have defined the statement hello Kivy. Now we are going to open a main method in which we are going to run our application, that is our program. For that we are going to use if underscore underscore name underscore underscore space equals to space colon underscore underscore main first of underscore underscore main and underscore underscore first of and we are going to provide colon to open. Now as we have opened our main program, that is main method, now we are going to call this hello Kivy, that is hello Kivy dot run. So this is how we have created our main method, just like we do in our other programs like C, C++, Java. Here we have defined the main method, that is if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals to and providing main under the first of codes. Okay, right now we just run the program. Let's see what is the output. Here we go. The output is hello Kivy. As expected, we have got our first text, that is hello Kivy program run successfully. So let's go back and understand what happened in the program. Okay, so what happened here is we have first imported the app which is going to open, then we have used the label by importing the label from kivy.uix.label class file. After importing, we have provided the text equals to hello Kivy under the label which is taking from here, and then we have created the method in which we have defined this text, and this method is stored in this class hello Kivy file, I mean the class hello Kivy program. Then we have opened the main method in which we have run the class file by using hello Kivy dot run. So once this statement is run, what will happen is it will come over here and it will go under the method and it will take this hello Kivy and print the lbl which we have stored our text, that is hello Kivy. So this is how we are going to display the hello Kivy text. So now we are going to see creating a button. We have seen how the text is displayed. Now we are going to see how we are going to create a button. Similar to what we have done for creating a text, we are going to do the same for creating the button. Just the thing is, we need to import the button, just like what we did for creating a label. We imported the label from kivy.uix.label. Similarly, we are going to import the button from kivy.uix.button, and then we are going to create the class same as we defined the method for displaying a text. We are going to define the same method over here. Then we are going to create the label with the name button via btn. Then we are going to provide the text called push.pushme inside the btn. Then we are going to return the btn, and we are going to create the main method and run the class file. So let's go back to the code and run the same. Now I'm going to first import from kivy.app, import app. Then I'm going to import from kivy.uix.button, import button. Then I'm going to create the class with the name, let's say button app, and insert the app, just like what we did in the last program, and create the class by opening the using colon. Next, I'm going to define the method stating def build and providing the self keyword that is an instance to the class. Then I'm going to create the label called btn equals to button. Then I'm going to provide the text equals text as push me. Then I'm going to return btn. So we have created the button by defining the button and the text as push me. Inside the button there will be a text called push me. So inside the method we have defined this button, and that method is in the class button app. Now right now we are going to run in the main, that is if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals to apostrophe underscore underscore main underscore underscore, and by opening using colon. Now I'm going to run this class, that is button app dot, oops, I have missed the parenthesis, dot run. So let's leave some space. So here we go, we have created the main method and running the class, that is button app. So what will happen, it will execute the method which we have defined, that is button text push me, and it will return the button, that is it will provide the button. So let's see, we are we getting the button as expected by running the program. So here we go, as expected we have created the button with push me text. So by just clicking on this button, as you can see, it's reflecting. So we have just created the button, we have not altered the button or provided the exact measurements of the button. So it's coming like that. In the coming tutorials, I'm going to teach you about how to make this button look so good with alterations and alignments of the button with small size, and also I'll be providing like certain stuffs on by just clicking on a button, like action is performed. Like for example, if I'm clicking on a button, some message should be shown like hello world, or some action is performed, in other words. So right for now, I'm going to end this tutorial by explaining the program. So we have imported the, as a first step, the app and button, and created the class with button name, the class name, and defined the method, and created a button like by providing the statement, that is button and text equals to push me, and we use the return to return the button, that is this variable, and followed by we have created the main method to run this class. Hope the session was clear. Let's go back to our PPT to know what we have learned today. So today we have learned the setup of Kivy by going to this website, and that is https://kivy.org, which will be provided in the video description. Go to this and install the Kivy library in Python. Followed by, we have seen the starting initial steps of coding. This is for opening the app. We use one import statement for opening an app, then followed by a method called app.run. Then we learned about displaying the text by importing the app and label, and creating the class and defining hello Kivy in the text. Next, similarly, we created a button by importing the app, by importing the button and creating the class and providing the text as pushme inside the button and running in main method. So hope the session was clear. In order to run a program, if you are following step-by-step process, which we know as algorithm, it's easy to understand what's happening in the program, and it will be easy to implement and write the codes very simple way. And you will be understanding how the program runs and in the future it will be easy for you to create more complex programs for performing all types of for solving all types of problems. Right, for now I'm going to end this tutorial with a good note. Remember, practice a lot, practice whatever that has been taught till now. If you're practicing a lot, you'll be able to create programs easily. So practice matters a lot. Have a good day, guys. See you in the next tutorials. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to Programming Knowledge. This is a TAT tutorial. Let's start. So before starting, first let's discuss what we have seen overall till now. We have seen what is Kivy, we have seen why Kivy is used, how Kivy is used, and the advantages of using Kivy over other languages. Then we saw the setup of Kivy in the second tutorial, followed by we saw how we are opening an app with code explanation and the displaying of text with code explanation, and then we have seen creating a button with code explanation. So in the last tutorial we ended creating a button which is of full page. Now we see how we are going to alter the button in a smaller format. So for doing that, we are going to set the button properties in the method for the code. Now, what is the button properties we required? We require the position of the button and size of the button. For position of the button, we use pos, which is position, POS, equals to value comma value. These are x and y axis we define in the method, which is pos equals to value comma value. Then we use for size of the button, size underscore hint, followed by the two values, which is value comma value, which we are going to define in the method. Let's now go and run this by applying in the code. Now, first I will import the following button and the app, which is from kivy.app import app, then from kivy.uix.button import button. Now I'm going to create a class, which is button app. Then I'm going to use the app which I have imported. Now I'm going to open the class file and define the method by def vild and self keyword. Now I've created the class, defined the method. Now I'm going to create the variable called btn, in which I'm going to store the button which I'm going to create right now, this button, and provide the text which is equals to push me under the quotes. Now, as discussed, I'm going to use here the size and the pos, which is size underscore int is the button size and pos is the position of the button. Now, comma, size underscore hint, here I'm giving equals to, and I'm providing the point 2 comma point 2, which is the size of the button, and pos equals to, open the bracket, I'm going to provide, let us say, 300 comma 250. It will be coming somewhere around here, as I have defined 300 comma 250. So if I'm going to provide some other values, according to those values button will be created. Let's say if I'm going 1, 2, or like any other values higher, button size will be higher. Right now I have given 0 0.2 comma 0 0.2, so the button will be smaller and the position accordingly of the screen. So 300 to 250 means it will be coming somewhere around here. Okay, now coming back to the code, I'm going to return the button, which is by using return to make sure the button is displayed. So I'm going to use the return button. Okay, now let's run the code by providing it in the main method, which is if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals to inside the first fee underscore underscore main underscore underscore, and I'm going to open the main method. Now let's run the button app by calling button app and bracket dot run. So let's now run the code. What is the expected output? Is like button will be coming over here with the size 0 0.2 comma 0 0.2, which is the length and the breadth, and the position of the button will be coming in 300 comma 250 size of the screen. Let's now run the code. So here we go. As expected, the button is created with the size of 0 0.2 comma 0 0.2 along with the 300 comma 250, which is over here. If I'm going to provide some other values for the size underscore hint and the position, so it will be coming like as you are providing the size. Now let's go back and understand the code, how it worked. As you can see, where if like I'm running the button app dot run, so it's coming over here and it will be coming under the definition method, and it's taking the push me, which we saw, the push me text and the size underscore hint followed by the position. This is how the alterations of button are done. In the last tutorial we created the button which was in the full screen, so you can go back and take a look at the tutorial number 2 in which I have created the button. So this is how it's going to run. So we have altered the button using this code. The coming tutorials will be seeing other parts of the library. Thank you for joining with Programming Knowledge. Hey all, welcome to Programming Knowledge. Hope you're all doing good. So today we are going to see the tutorial 4, which is Scrollview. So let's get started. So Scrollview. Scrollview provides a scrollable view. You can scroll through x-axis as well as y-axis on the screen. It's like you have your own application in your mobile phone or Windows where you want to scroll the screen to view the next items which are available on the screen. I'll like to provide an example how it looks like. Here we go. This is a scroll view where you can scroll up or scroll down. As you can see, you can scroll down and scroll up, which is an example of it. So let's now see how the code is done for the scroll view. First of all, we'll import a new function called runTouchApp, which is available in class Kivy library. When we are importing the runTouchApp, it enables the Scrollview touch. The code for that is from kivy.base import runTouchApp. Then we'll import a builder where we define values such as the text and then its size, height, and the scroll view, x-axis value, y-axis value. All the steps we are going to define in the builder. For using that, we are going to import builder from kivy.lang, which is another class library file. So let's see the overall code, how it works. So as I said, we are going to first import runTouchApp, which will enable the scroll view on the screen. We are going to take that from kivy.base, and then we are going to import the builder, which is available in kivy.lang, which is again a class library file. After that, the second step we are going to look out is we are going to create a root variable in which we are going to use the builder and open the scroll view by writing scroll view, and then we are going to create a label in which we are going to store the text, which is scroll view example. It will be displayed on the screen, and I have provided int 200, which means scroll view example of 100 text will be displayed on the screen. I'm doing this just to make sure that when I'm going to scroll the screen, all I can see is the text available as scroll view example. Next, we are going to define the font size of the text, which is I have given 30. Then I'm going to define the size underscore hint underscores equals to 1.0, which is the x-axis of the screen. And then size underscore hint underscore I have mentioned is it as none. Next, I'm going to define the text underscore size value, which I am defining self.width, and followed by I have provided the other value as none. Then I'm going to define the height, which is self.texture underscore size of 1. After defining all the text in the label which is available in the scroll view, which I have kept it under the variable root, I'm going to close the bracket which I have opened in builder.load underscore string. After doing that, I'm going to run the touch app by defining run touch app, and in the parentheses I'm going to give the variable root. So this is how the coding is done. Once I'm running the code, what will happen? It will come over here, the root variable, and it will come into the scroll view, and it will create a text which is scroll view example into 100, and it will have a font size of 30 followed by size underscore hint underscore x, which is 1.0, and text size with a self.width. Let's now go ahead and run the program. First I'll import from kivy.base import runTouchApp. It's gonna enable the scroll view as mentioned before. So from kivy.lang I'm going to import builder. So we have imported the runTouchApp and the builder. Now we are going to use that builder inside the variable root, where we are going to define the text, its font size, the x and y value axis, followed by text size and the height. Now we have created the root variable, and we are going to define, first we will take the builder followed by dot load underscore string, and by opening the bracket I'm going to provide R and 3 quotes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the scroll view and provide the colon, followed by I'm going to create a label which I'm going to define the text, let's say as scroll view example, and I'm going to multiply this with 100 as I'm going to make sure that scroll view example is filled all over the screen. When I'm rolling down the screen, scroll view example should be there. It's just an example program. So now we are going to define the font size as font underscore size, and the value would be 30, and I'm going to provide the x-axis value by providing size underscore hint underscore x as 1.0. Similarly for y, I'm going to give this as, let's say, let's say none. Right, for now I'm taking this as none. Okay, let's make some alterations. 1.0. Okay, so here we go. We have defined the x value, y value. What is remaining? The text size, which is text underscore size, and it should be self underscore self dot width, comma, the other value I'm giving it as none. And last but not the least is the height. For defining the height, I'm going to use self dot texture underscore size of 1. Here we go. So finally we have defined everything. Now I'm going to end the method by giving the codes. Here we go. We have defined the height, text size, x value and y value axis, then font size and the scroll view text. Now let's run the program by calling the runtouch and passing on the root variable which we have defined. Here we go. I've run the program. Okay, here we go. We got the output. As you can see, I have defined scroll view example into 100. So like the 100 text are visible right now with an example scroll view. So as you can see, I can scroll down by just moving the mouse. Scroll up and scroll down. This is how we have got the output of scroll view example. Now let's go back and discuss the program, how this output came. Here we go. As you can see, what we did, first we imported the runtouch app and the builder. So runtouch app will enable the scroll view and builder is used to store all the stuffs which I have defined. Now, once I have imported the runtouch app and builder, we created the root variable and we have taken the builder and dot load underscore string, and we have created the scroll view followed by label. In the label we have defined the text, font size underscore hint underscore x and size underscore hint underscore y, which is the x and y axis, and then we have defined the text size and the height. So we define all the properties of the text and the screen size under the label which is coming under the scroll view, and at the end we close the bracket with the 3 codes, and we run the program by calling the runtouch app, and in the parentheses we pass the argument the root, which is a variable, and then followed by running the program we get the output of the scroll view example. So that's it for today. Hope the session was clear. We'll see in the coming lectures other views and labels, all the stuffs the stuffs which are available in library. Thank you for joining with programming knowledge. Have a good day, guys. Hey all, welcome to Programming Knowledge. This is the fifth tutorial in which we are going to discuss about Recycler View. So what is Recycler View? It's flexible and efficient version of list view. It is used for displaying multiple items in the screen. Let's say you have multiple items that needs to be displayed on the screen where you have different item sets and the actions needs to be performed for all the multiple items on the screen. So what happens on the normal list view is it takes a lot of memory and memory efficiency is not done. But by using recycler view, memory efficiency can be achieved. So this is one of the advantage of using recycler view. So this is a sample example of recycler view where you can see the screen has been rolled down and many number of different items are available. As you can see, we can store as many as we want. So these are separate items and this is just an example. So you can see many items can be viewed in recycler view. This is an example of recycler view. Okay. So how we are going to create a recycler view? So let's discuss the code. First, we'll import the recycler view from kivy.uix.recyclerView. Then, we are going to import the builder in which we are going to define the properties of the recycle view such as height, the item which we are going to display, either it can be a text or button, and followed by the y value axis. All the steps we are going to define in the builder. For doing that, we are going to import the builder from kivy.lang. Next, the third step is we are going to create a class in which we'll create a recycle view class in which we'll call all the layouts and view class available in builder and provide the data to be viewed. As we have defined the layout in the builder, that is the only thing we are going to call in this class. This is the use of one class, and in the second class we'll run the program by calling out the first class. So let's see the code. As you can see, first we import the app from kivy.app. Then we import the recycle view from uix.recycleView, and then we import the builder from kivy.lang. As I have told, we define the properties in builder.loadString like button and we set the height and we set the orientation. Next, in the first class, what we do, we use the recycle view and set the parentheses by using the import. Like we have imported the recycler view and we are going to use this recycle view. And we initialize the arguments as well by providing self comma asterisk asterisk of kw args is an argument. Then by using the superclass, we take out the example rv, which is the properties that are available. Like we use the example rv, and also we initialize by providing dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore asterisk asterisk of kwargs inside the parentheses. Now, as we have taken the properties, now we are going to define the data by using text inside the quotes and equals to string of x for x in range of 20. This x nothing defines but the button. So what will happen? We are going to display the button in the range of 20, which means 20 buttons will be displayed inside in the screen. And last but not the least, in the last class, which is the second class, we are going to run the app, which is by calling recycle app.run. What will happen? This will come over here and return the example RV, which is this example RV, and we have called the it will get inside and it will use this statement example RV for printing the properties, which is going to print the button and it will set the height and the recycle view will be in the vertical position. Now we'll go and we'll go and run the program by running this code. So now let's run the program. As I've already defined the program, I'll explain what I have done. First, I have imported the app from Kivy.app. Then I have imported the recycle view from Kivy.uix.recycle view. Then I have imported the builder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm using the builder. I'm going to define the properties like height, orientation, and like y value of axis inside the recycle box layout, and I've created the button. So by using builder.load underscore string, I have defined this. Now I have created two classes. One is called class example RV, in which I have taken the recycle view, which we have imported. Then I have defined by initializing the self and the argument keyword, which is kwargs, along with the two asterisks. Now I have used the super keyword class so to take out these values, which is available in the which is the properties available in the example RV inside the tags, and use the self keyword. Along with that, I have initialized again arguments to take the number of arguments. Then I have defined the data. So like in the string x, which is in the range of 20. So what will happen when I'm running this code? The button will be printed along in the range of 20, which means 20 buttons will be printed inside the screen. So last but not the least, I have created one more class, which is called recycle app, in which I'm going to run the recycle app.run. Inside that, I have used the example RV, which is this class. So I'm going to return this example RV and run the program. And inside the parentheses, I have used the app which I have imported. Now let's run the program and see the output. So we are running the program. Here we go. As expected, 20 buttons have been printed from 0 to 19. And as you can see, I'm scrolling down and it's scrolling down. So these are the 20 different items and in which actions can be performed. Yeah, you see, I'm clicking on a button and I can run the separate activity by using this, which means 20 different items have been placed inside the screen. So display of multiple items, as you can see, it's done. See? So this is how the program is run. So I hope the session is clear and thank you for joining with programming knowledge. Have a great day, guys. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to Programming Knowledge. Hope you're all doing good. Today we are going to look out on how to create a simple and print app using Kivy. So let's get started. So a simple paint app will contain a feature in which whenever a user clicks on the screen, a small ellipse will be created. User can also create lines between those ellipses. So basically, whenever a user clicks on the screen, an ellipse will be created, or like ellipses will be created, and a lines will be created between them whenever a user drops on the mouse. Now let us look at the implementation steps of simple paint app. So first thing we are required is importing required libraries. The second step is we need to create a method for creating ellipses with a click on the screen. And the third step is we need to create a method for creating lines between those ellipses on screen. The last step is we'll be creating a main method to run the application in which the two methods which I have mentioned will be provided, like we'll be running the program. Now let's look at the required libraries which we are going to import. The first one is we are going to import app from Kivy.app. Then we are going to import widget from Kivy.uix.widget. And lastly, the most important thing is we are going to import color, ellipse and line from Kivy.graphics. So these are the things we are going to import. Now let's look at on the method for creating ellipses with click on screen. So the first thing is we'll create a class in which we'll pass on the widget which we have imported from kivy.uix.widget. Followed by we'll create a method and we'll provide the self keyword along with the touch. So once the method is created, Then what we'll do inside that we'll define with self.canvas, and inside the canvas we'll define the color code and the dimension as d is equal to 30 and color as 1 comma 1 comma 0, which is a yellow color. Similarly, you can provide as you want. You can set the red or blue or green as you want. Lastly, we'll define the method for creating the ellipses on the screen, which is providing ellipse. Inside that, we'll provide the position as touch.x minus d by 2 and touch.y minus d by 2, and followed by we'll provide the size as d comma 30, d which is 30 comma 30, and we'll use the touch.ud, and inside the brackets we'll provide as line and equals to line of points equals to touch dot x comma touch dot y. So we have defined the method for creating ellipses with click on screen. Now let's look out for method of creating lines between those ellipses, and we have already defined the line. So for doing that, what I'm going to do, I'm again going to create a method called def, which is definition, and on underscore touch underscore move, which is my method name, and provide the self as touch as we also did for creating a ellipsis with click on screen, as we have defined self and touch. So what will happen next is we'll again use the touch.ud line dot points plus equals to, as we have defined over here, touch.ud of line and line as points equals to touch.x comma touch.y. Similarly, we'll use touch.ud of line dot points plus equals to touch.x dot comma touch.y. What this will do is whenever I'm like clicking on screen, an ellipse will be created, followed by whenever I'm dragging down the mouse, line will be created between those ellipses. This is how we'll create the method for creating lines between the ellipses and creating ellipses with click on screen. By using those two methods on class myPaint widget inside that, the next step what we are going to do is we'll create a main method to run the application. So here we'll define the build as my method name and provide the self keyword, and we'll return the myPaint widget in the class. And lastly, inside the main method, we'll run the application by providing myPaint app.run, which will run the whole application. So this is the code for creating a simple paint app and running the application. So that's it for today. In the next tutorial, we'll be running the code and provide you the demonstration of how this simple paint app works. So see you in next tutorial. Thank you for joining with Programming Knowledge. Bye guys. Hey all, welcome to Programming Knowledge. This is the second tutorial of Simple Paint app using Kivy. In the first tutorial, we have seen what is there in the Simple Paint app and also the implementation steps of creating a Simple Paint app. Now we are going to write the code for creating the Simple Paint app and running the application. So let's go and see the methods. Again, what we are going to do. First, we'll import the required libraries. Then we'll create a method for displaying ellipses with a single click on screen. Followed by we'll create a method for defining lines between the ellipses whenever mouse is moved on the screen. And lastly, we are going to define the main method to run the application. Let's go ahead and import the required libraries, which is from kivy.app. First thing we are going to import is app. Then we are going to import the widget, which is from kivy.uix.widget. I'm going to import widget. Followed by we are going to import color, ellipse and line that needs to be created, which is we are going to import from kivy.graphics import, which is first thing is color, then ellipse and a line. So we have imported the required things. Let's now use this in the program to create a simple paint app. For two things, we are going to define the method in a class. First, create a class, which which is my class, and I'm going to provide my class name as my paint widget, and inside the parentheses I'm going to provide the self. I'm going to use the widget which I have used. Okay, so we have created the class. Let's now go ahead and define the method. The first thing I'm going to define the method is like creating ellipses with a click on screen. So whenever I'm clicking on the screen, an ellipsis should be displayed. So let's go ahead and create the method for that. For doing that, let's provide the method name as, I'm going to give it as on touch down. Okay, on touch down, and inside the parentheses I'm going to provide the self keyword followed by a touch. Okay, so now I'm going to use a canvas in which I'm going to define the color definition and other stuffs of the ellipse. So let's first define the color, which is my color code would be 1, 1, 0, which is a yellow color. You can keep as you want based on the color code. Now let's provide the dimension, which is I'm going to give it as 30. The dimension of ellipse will be 30. And let's now define the ellipse which we have imported, which is I'm going to define the ellipse inside the parentheses, which is the first thing, position. Inside the position I'm going to give touch dot x minus space minus d space 2 comma touch dot y space minus d space by 2. So let's leave some space over here. Okay, so I have defined the position of my ellipse. Now let's provide the size as well, which is size of d comma space d. So here we go, we have defined the ellipse position, which is touch.x minus dimension by 2 and touch.y equal minus d by 2, which is like x and y axis of the screen. So I've defined the ellipse. Now let's go ahead and create one more method called touch.ud and provide the line. So we have used touch.ud of line, and if followed by equals to line which we have imported, I'm going to use that line, and inside the brackets I'm going to provide touch.x comma space touch.y, touch touch. Okay, touch.x and touch.y has been provided. So we have created the method. Let's now go ahead and create the second method, which is for creating lines between ellipses. So like whenever I'm clicking on the screen, an ellipse will be created, right? So whenever I'm dragging down the mouse with holding the click button, so what will happen? A line will be drawn between the ellipses. So let's go ahead and copy this code and write down the okay. So we have used this touch.ud of line dot points plus equals to touch.x and touch.y. So we have defined the method for displaying the lines. Let's now go ahead and create the main method to run the program. I'm going to provide this as my paint app, and inside the parentheses I'm going to use the app which I have imported. And let's open this and define the main programs method, which is definition self or definition build of self. And inside that I'm going to return my paint widget, which we have defined in, which is a defined class in which our methods have been defined. So I'm going to return this. Now let's open the main, which is if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals to inside that underscore main underscore, and opening it, I'm going to run the app, which is by providing my paint app dot run. So I have written down the program. I'd like to explain what is happening in the program. So what happens? First, I have created a class called my paint widget. Inside that, I have passed on the widget we have imported, and I have created the method in which like ellipses will be drawn along with the properties of the ellipses, which is color and dimension, and followed by the position like definition for which the ellipse should be displayed. And also I have created the line concept as well, touch.id of line for creating the line. And in the second method, like a line will be drawn whenever I'm moving the mouse by just clicking on the button. So for that I have defined this touch.x and touch.y inside the points. Lastly, I have created the main application main class in which I am returning the main my paint widget, which I have defined over here, in which the methods have been contained. And in the main I have colon the my paint app, which is my main class file class which is my paint app. Let's now go ahead and run the program and see the exact output. So the considered output should be, the first thing is, when I'm clicking on the screen, an ellipse should be displayed, and when I'm moving down the cursor, a line should be drawn between the ellipses. Let's now go ahead and run the program. So as you can see, the program is loading. Here we go, program is run. Let's now click on the button. Here we go. As you can see, I have clicked the button and I have got the ellipse. Now, as there is a x and y which we have defined, touch.x and touch.y, I'm going to do it in y axis as well. So here we go, wherever we want we can draw it, as we have provided the touch.x and touch.y. Let's now run the second method which we have defined, drawing a line. Here we go, line is drawn between the ellipses, as we have write the code for it in the method. So as you can see, I can draw a line between the code. So here we go. So the first method is run successfully, and the second method also ran successfully, which is drawing the line and also like ellipses of it. Here we go. So in this way you can draw the ellipses and draw the line of the code. Okay, so the program is run. Okay, thank you for joining the program, joining with programming knowledge. Hope the session was clear and you have understood these methods. Try to like practice this code. You'll get to like create applications, paint app applications, and you can like create other colors as well for doing that, different colors and different ellipses of colors. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Hey all, welcome to Programming Knowledge. Hope you're all doing good. This is a tag tutorial of the simple paint app by using Kivy. So in the last two tutorials, we have learned how to create a simple paint app using Kivy library, and like by just clicking on a button, you will be able to view the ellipse. Along with that, while moving down the cursor, you will be able to create the lines between those ellipses. So we have seen how to create ellipses like with color yellow by defining 1 comma 1 comma 0 as yellow code. So what we are going to see in this tutorial is we are going to create random colors of ellipses. By just clicking on multiple clicks, you will be able to see different colors coming down, and also you'll be able to like draw the lines. So let's now start off with like writing the code for creating random colors of ellipses and drawing the lines between them. The code is same as we did it for the last one, as the same like we are taking out color, ellipses, line, widget, and app. Now what we require is we need a random. So we are going to import random from random at first. Here we go. We have imported the random. Now, coming down here, we created the class, like we defined the method as we did in like in the last tutorials we did it, right? So now, before hitting the self canvas, we need to define the color. So I'm going to define the color, which is I'm going to set as random as I need the random colors, right? So I'm going to define 3 times of random. There we go. I'm doing some space. Okay, one more space, and I'm going to define one more random. As we have defined the random, now here the code color as per the last tutorial is 1 comma 1 comma 0, which is yellow. No, we need to define something like random colors should come. So in order to do that, I'm going to provide asterisk of color, star of color, which means random color. By using this star of color, random colors will be displayed. The other code is the same as we have said. B is equal to 30, and we have defined the ellipse with position as like touch dot x and touch dot y minus d by 2, and size as d comma d, which is 30 comma 30, and touch dot ud for the line. So like this is for the like line part, and the main class and define the method. So everything is same. We just added the 3 things. We just imported the random and defined the random for the color, and inside the color code we defined like star of color, which defines like for the random colors to be displayed on the screen. Now let's go ahead and run the program and check. Here we go. The program is ran. Here we go. Let's know. I'm going to click one at a time. Pink color, green color, as you can see different light green color, so purple color, blue color, yellow color, all the different colors are coming in. So here we go. We see all the different colors along with the lines. I'm going to create the lines in between them. So all the lines are coming. So here we go. This is how like by using random and defining the color as random, followed by the color code as asterisk color, these things are coming in. Other than that, all the codings are the same for getting the ellipse. So this is how we create the different random ellipses along with the lines. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining with programming knowledge. Hope the session was clear. Bye guys.